Hola, and welcome to Learn El Idioma, the podcast that helps you navigate the Spanish-speaking world with confidence. I'm your host, David.
And I'm Sophia. It's so great to be with you all again. Today's episode is all about how to ask for help politely and effectively in Spanish. This is such a crucial skill because not only does it get you the help you need, but it also opens the door for some really positive interactions.
Right. It's the difference between feeling like a stressed-out tourist and like a welcome visitor. A little bit of politeness goes a super long way. So where do we start, Sophia? The absolute basics?
Let's start with the absolute foundation of politeness. Before you even ask your question, you need to get someone's attention. You can't just walk up to someone and blurt out, "Where's the bathroom?"
I mean, you could, but you probably wouldn't get the friendliest response. So what's the go-to phrase?
Your best friends here are perdón and disculpe. They both translate to excuse me. Perdón is maybe a little more common, a bit more general. Think of it like bumping into someone accidentally. You'd say perdón.
Okay, so perdón, P-E-R-D-O-N, with an accent on the O. Got it.
Right, and disculpe, D-I-S-C-U-L-P-E, is also excuse me, but it's specifically for when you're about to interrupt someone or ask them for something. It's perfect for getting a stranger's attention.
So disculpe is like, excuse me for bothering you, but...
Exactly. And this brings up a really important point, David, the concept of formal versus informal you. In Spanish, we have tú for informal situations with friends or family, and usted for formal situations, showing respect or talking to strangers.
Ah, yes, the great tú versus usted debate. So for our listeners, when in doubt...
Use usted, always. When you're asking a stranger for help, usted is your safest, most respectful bet. Disculpe is actually the usted command form of the verb disculpar, which is why it works so perfectly.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So I see someone who looks friendly, I walk up to them and I say, Disculpe, señora, what comes next? How do I actually ask for help?
A fantastic all-purpose phrase is ¿Me puede ayudar, por favor? Let's break that down. Me puede ayudar means can you help me? And then we add our other magic word, por favor, which means please.
Right, so disculpe, me puede ayudar, por favor. That sounds pretty solid. It's polite, it's clear.
It's perfect. The puede there is the usted form of the verb poder, to be able to. So you're already showing respect. You're not demanding help, you're asking if they are able to help. It's a subtle but important difference.
That's a great point. So let's put this into a scenario. I love scenarios. Let's say I'm in, a beautiful historic neighborhood in Lima, Peru. And my phone, of course, has just died. Classic. I'm completely lost and I'm trying to find the main plaza.
Okay, I'll be the friendly local enjoying my afternoon stroll. You see me and you need to ask for directions to the Plaza de Armas. What do?
Okay, here I go. Disculpe, señora. ¿Me puede ayudar, por favor?
Sí, claro. ¿En qué le puedo ayudar? See, I said, yes, of course. How can I help you? People are generally very willing to help.
Okay, awesome. Now I need to ask where the plaza is. So a key phrase for finding things is estoy buscando, right? Which means I'm looking for.
That's a great one. Estoy buscando la Plaza de Armas. Another, maybe even more direct one is ¿Dónde está?, meaning where is. So you could say, ¿Dónde está la Plaza de Armas?
I like that one. It's simple. Let's go with that. Okay, back to the role play. Estoy buscando la Plaza de Armas. ¿Sabe usted dónde está? I added a little do you know where it is at the end there.
Very good. And now, as the helpful local, I'm going to respond, Claro que sí. Mire, siga todo recto por esta calle, 2 cuadras, y después gire a la derecha. La va a ver enfrente.
Whoa. Okay, hold on. This is the exact moment every language learner dreads. You ask a question, you're so proud of yourself, and then you get a flood of rapid-fire Spanish back and your brain just short circuits.
Yes, it's the ultimate test. But don't panic. This is where our next set of polite phrases comes in. It is 100% okay to not understand. The key is to communicate that politely.
So, what's my first line of defense? How do I ask you to, hit the brakes a little bit?
The magic phrase is ¿Puede hablar más despacio, por favor? Can you speak more slowly, please? Más despacio means more slowly. Native speakers often forget that they're speaking at lightning speed for a learner, and they are never, ever offended if you ask them to slow down.
Okay, that's reassuring. Puede hablar más despacio, por favor. I'm gonna tattoo that on my arm. What if I just didn't get it at all? Like, I just need a do-over.
Two options. You can be direct and say, Lo siento, no entiendo. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Or you can ask them to repeat it. ¿Puedes repetirlo, por favor? Can you repeat it, please?
Right, and there's no shame in that. It's way better to ask them to repeat it than to just nod and smile and then walk in the complete opposite direction.
1,000% better. Nodding and smiling is how you end up 3 miles away from your destination. So let's try again. I'll give you the directions again, but slower this time.
Okay, I've just said, Lo siento, no entiendo. ¿Puede hablar más despacio, por favor?
Por supuesto. Of course. Mire, siga todo recto 2 cuadras. Y después, gire a la derecha.
Okay, I think I got that. Siga todo recto. Go straight. 2 cuadras, 2 blocks. Gire a la derecha. Turn right. I think I've got it.
Excelente! And here's a pro tip for making sure you understood. Repeat the directions back to them in a simple way. It shows you were listening and gives them a chance to correct you.
Oh, that's smart. So I could say something like, entonces, recto y después a la derecha. So straight and then to the right?
Perfecto! And I would respond, sí, exacto, and smile because you've successfully communicated in a new language. That's a huge win.
It really is. It feels so good when that connection happens. So now, the final and maybe most important part. I've gotten the help I need. How do I express my gratitude in a way that feels, genuine and culturally appropriate?
This is so important. Of course, everyone knows gracias for thank you, and that's fine. But if someone has really taken the time to help you, you can level it up.
How so?
You can say muchas gracias, which is thank you very much, or if you're feeling really grateful, muchísimas gracias. That ísimas ending is like adding so much to your thank you. It's very warm.
Muchísimas gracias. I like that. It has a nice ring to it.
Another wonderful phrase is muy amable. It literally means very kind, so you can combine them. Muchísimas gracias, muy amable. Thank you so much. You're very kind. That is just a top-tier, beautiful way to thank someone.
That really does sound lovely. It shows you're not just thankful for the information, but for the person's time and their kindness.
Exactly. And you'll likely hear back de nada, which is you're welcome, or sometimes con gusto, which means with pleasure. It just wraps up the whole interaction on such a positive and warm note.
This is all so incredibly useful. It's a complete roadmap for turning a moment of potential panic into a successful, positive human connection, which is really what learning a language is all about.
It really is. So let's do a quick recap for everyone.
Let's do it. Step 1, get their attention politely with disculpe or perdón.
Step 2, remember to use the formal usted form. Ask, ¿me puede ayudar, por favor?
Step 3, ask your question using key phrases like ¿Dónde está? Or estoy buscando.
Step 4, don't be afraid to say you don't understand. Use ¿puede hablar más despacio? Or no entiendo to ask for clarification.
And finally, step 5, show your genuine appreciation with muchísimas gracias and muy amable.
And that's it. It might seem like a lot of steps, but it becomes second nature really quickly. The most important thing is to just try. People are almost always kind and willing to help someone who is making an effort to speak their language.
That was a great recap, Sophia. It covers the basics of getting directions perfectly. But what about another common travel panic moment? Losing something important. Totally. The effort is what counts. Well, that's all the time we have for today's episode. We hope these phrases help you feel a little more prepared and a lot less scared to ask for help on your next adventure.
Thanks so much for tuning in to Learn El Idioma. You can find more useful Spanish tips by visiting our YouTube channel. Just search for Learn El Idioma to find more of our episodes.
Until next time, keep practicing and don't be afraid to get a little lost. It's all part of the journey. Hasta luego.
Adiós a todos.